Hello, I'm Mary V. Today, let's talk about playing in third position. So, if you can put your fingers down and you're playing very well on all the strings with all the fingers, it's time to start having a look at playing in third position. Now, why is it called third position? Well, the position of the third finger, in this instance, it's on the A string and it's on a D. And the first finger slides up and goes into the position that the third finger was in, like this. Right, so it's in the same position, so it goes into D. So just before you go into position, just check that you're not holding the neck too tightly. And it's just to actually do a really big slide without the bow and holding your violin, to loosen off your hand and make sure it's able to slide just on the A string there. So once you feel that your hand is nice and loose, and then play the first finger on the A string, which is B, and then play D. So that's the note you're going to aim for. So in order to get up there, you slide your hand until you reach D. Now, I was taught to start a shift with my wrist first, before I move the fingers, so that the wrist leads it. And I do think that's a great way to shift, because it sort of cushions the fingers and gets them in the right position to slide up. So we go from B to D over and over. And have a look at my wrist. So let's have a look at the thumb. So you can see the thumb is just moving with the hand, sliding with the hand just like that. Okay, so coming back down again, it's the same thing with the wrist. We're in position and we slightly move our wrist first, you see? And we simply slide down from D to B. So that's the first stage of shifting, and do that on all the strings. So we go from E and from A to C, and from F sharp to A, so there's really two things to think about at this stage. The first is whether your hand is sliding very loosely, right? You're not too tight and everything is sliding, and that you're finding your intonation very in tune. So if you can move your fingers in first position, you can certainly move them in third. Now try playing 1, 2, 3, 4 in third position. So we've gone from using the same finger to go into third position. But supposing you need to go from, say, a B in first position to an F sharp in third position. So how do you change fingers during the shift? Well, there's various ways to do it, but the primary way of doing it is to use the finger that you're on to go up into position. So you go from B to D, like you've done, and then put your third finger down. So the two notes that you're going to go to and from are, so how to get there is use the first finger. Now I'm in third position on the D, and then I put my third finger down on the F sharp. So it sounds like this. And to come back down, I use the top finger, the third finger, to come down. And so I go from F sharp to G, and then I put my first finger down. And that sounds like. Now that sounds very slidey. I'm not hiding the slides. At this stage, allow the slides to be heard. Later on, we hide them a little bit, but we're using the same techniques. So the second stage of shifting is starting to play in third position, right? You're not in first position, you start in third position. So how do you find the note? Well, you always find all your tuning on the violin from the open strings. So if you want to find out if you're in third position, we're going to go for D, and I can check that with my open string. So I start in third position and I can play a little tune. Okay, and everything is in third position. So it's a case of finding third position from first position and then being able to do that all over the place, and then see if you can start a tune in third position itself by checking very quietly and getting your note and then playing a scale or something. So third position is very useful for people with small hands to go into third position and use the second finger instead of the fourth finger in first position to do a nice long note with vibrato. Like here. So you can't start experimenting with shifting soon enough. It's so good for your playing. It's great for your left hand to be able to have that movement in it and the flexibility. And you'll find that your pieces become much more musical when you can shift and use the third position to play long vibrato notes instead of having to use the fourth finger, which is great for people with very small hands that get rather tired more quickly. So there's much more to shifting, but this is just the start. And just to remind you, do a lot of free shifting where you don't have to worry about the intonation. I think it's a great thing to do sort of physical technique so that your body can get used to doing something without having to be constrained and worrying about bowing, fingering, being in tune, the whole thing. Just allow your body to sort of get the feeling of it, the flow of the wrist moving backwards and forwards like that. Holding your violin down here and just allowing your hand to be free and flowing, and the wrist to be nice and elegant and leading the movement. I think that's all incredibly valuable experience that gets stored away and it comes out when we play. So I hope you enjoy experimenting with your shifting, and I hope you enjoy the versatility it will start to give you in your pieces when you start to go up the violin. It's fantastic. So I'll leave it there and I'll see you next time. Bye for now. Bye.